victim, or rather comedian, so I will. He too has appeared on our stage and is a graduate of the Second City Conservatory and has performed in stand-up clubs all over hell. This is also his stand-up debut on Mockery Night. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kyle Scott!
Hello. Thank you so much for copy-pasting the same introduction. How's everyone doing tonight? You having a good time so far? As a comic, I'm legally required to ask you that. I don't care. Oh, I do. Now I just turned you against me. Anyway, sorry. So I'm just gonna, I know, having seen me do improv earlier, what you're really thinking is what makes this guy tick. What's he like on the inside? Well, to begin with, I bought some art recently. I bought a Van Gogh print to put up on the wall of my apartment because I thought it would go so well with my roommate's brand new tiger print shag carpet that he has claimed first dibs on having sex on. My roommate is Alan. He was in the improv earlier. He's the British guy. Don't touch him. But I figured I just want to class it up a little. I got a Van Gogh because I think that's what I like. I don't know anything about art, but it's what the cool arty chicks in university had on their walls. So I learned to say that I like Van Gogh. The problem is, when I was buying it, I was too shy at the art store to ask what the name was because I didn't want to appear stupid. The problem is, I still have no idea what this thing is called. And the whole point of getting it was that if I brought someone to my apartment, they would ask me about it and I would get to talk about it and seem pretentious. And I failed, and it's just hanging there as a symbol of my failure and stupidity. The one thing I'm desperately trying to cover up by wearing a sweater and this hat. And what am I going to say if somebody asks, oh, what's it called? It's Van Gogh's dirt road, leading to what looks like a mill, or bushes. That could be wheat. It's from, yeah, sure, I'll paint that shit, period. What was I thinking? Was I thinking I could go up to a girl in a bar and say, hi, I'm an art collector. I've got a plaque of Van Gogh back at my place. Would you like to come see it? No, I mean, if I was going to be honest, I would just walk up to them and hand them a card. Kyle Scott, art collector, in parentheses, free internet porn. That's the art I know. Under that it would say ruiner, but at the bottom it would say Esquire, because I'm also a country gentleman. So if you want to come to my apartment, come to my estate. It's Downton Abbey. If you watch that show, it's more of a laugh. Give it a beer. You'll watch it on DVD. It's good. It's one of those. I had to watch way too many shows on DVD for just hours. I could watch all of Mad Men in 3 days. That is 4 years of television in 3 days. I think it's at this point when I should do that other obligation is, does anybody here smoke marijuana? Yes. So everyone at the back is with me. The rest of you are now judging me more harshly than you would have previously. But thank you. But I feel there's a lot of other comics who have stories about being a stoner, and here's my stoner lifestyle story. I woke up on my day off the other day, full of plans. I got up at 1:30 in the afternoon. Although saying got up is a little strong, I woke up at 1:30 in the afternoon and remained in bed, reached over to my computer, which is on a cardboard box I had instead of a desk, and started watching all 6 episodes of the 1964 Doctor Who serial, The Dalek Invasion of Earth. I was too lazy even to go to the washroom until about 3 o'clock, when I also put a Dr. Oetker's frozen pizza in the oven, and then continued to lie in bed eating the pizza, getting covered in crumbs and tomato sauce, while still in my underwear, mind you. And then I got up to look at my Van Gogh and feel a little classy. Note that at no point did I ever mention that I was smoking weed. I hadn't smoked weed in 6 years. This is just the lifestyle I lead. I quit smoking weed because I was worrying about what it was doing to me. It turns out that's just how I am. Okay. Thank you. Titty applause. I also do have to comment on this Doctor Who I was watching. It was a black and white serial from 1964. And the whole plot of the monsters in this, they're called the Daleks. They're essentially Nazis who live in robot bodies. And their whole plot was to take over the Earth, force humanity to become miners, dig to the core of the planet, take out the molten core, put an engine inside, then start flying the Earth around the galaxy like a cool hot rod. This is 40 years before Pimp My Ride or American Chopper, mind you. So they're gonna fly around the galaxy, picking up chicks and hanging out at an all-night Tim Hortons at 7 in Bayview with the other Genos wearing motorcycle shirts for motorcycles. Dude, you guys weren't with me on that. I thought you'd be with me. You don't like old Doctor Who? I was told this was the Doctor Who Appreciation Society. I had a scarf. Oh, I see what you like. Alright, I'm gonna go one more thing and then I'm gonna go. Despite what I've told you about my lifestyle, I did go on a date the other day, last week. Yes. I will warn you, on your first date, find out if she's a vegetarian before you order foie gras. I ordered foie gras sausage and just saw her face drop because you eat foie gras? That's so cruel. That's so cruel to the ducks. And I wasn't going to let this slide. I wanted to show that I was confident and strong. I wanted to take the upper hand in this rapidly horrible date. So I told her my personal story about a duck. When I was 10 years old, I had a pet duck named Rob. And I raised this thing from a chick. It hatched out of an egg, and it bonded with me as though I was its mother. It would follow me everywhere. It would scream and cry if it couldn't see me. It would vomit on me. We forged that bond together, and then it started molting and became less cute, so I sent it to a farm. Because when a duck starts molting, all the cute, downy, yellow fluff falls off, and then they just this naked duck with a feather sticking out at odd angles everywhere, and they get moody and they don't like you anymore. It's like puberty for ducks. So whenever I'm eating foie gras, I like to think of Rob as he was, a small, cute duckling with a feeding tube going down his esophagus, forcing the corn in for 2 weeks until he's fat enough to be slaughtered and turned into my sausage. And I like to think that Rob would have tasted as good as this sausage. I'm sorry, I'm lying. I know Rob tasted as good as his sausage. That's the first time I ever had foie gras. So, on that note, I'm just going to say one last thing. What my grandfather said to me before he died. I'm going to bring us all up. He said, Kyle, when you shank a guy, look him in the eyes so it means something. And that was the last thing my grandfather ever said to me. And he died 10 years later. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kyle Scott. And Kyle can also be seen at the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn on March 6th at Kiel, just south of Dundas.